O-line is okay, which is very important position. But let's get to some stuff that makes us get excited about the game. How many of you guys are offensive coordinators or head coaches who call your offense, or quarterback coaches? Just raise your hand for me. Okay. Good. How many of you guys are new coaches? Just raise your hand. New to the. Okay. Noe. It's good to see my Rebel and my Berlin people here. That's a good thing to come out here and get some football knowledge under their belts. Glad you guys are here. First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. Frohes Neujahr. Okay. Today we want to talk about passing concepts. Before we get into that, though, what we're going to do, though, is just going to give you a slight, brief introduction to my career. I came over here in 1989 as a quarterback, and for me, I didn't know they played football in Germany at that time. It was like foreign to me. I didn't, when they called me and said, "Hey, we need a quarterback over in Berlin," and I'm thinking they only play soccer there. There's no American football there. So it was kind of surprising that they were playing football over here, and I made a contract for 1 week to stay here, okay, because I didn't know if I was going to be here or not, and I kept telling myself, man, you got to go home. You don't know the language. You don't know anything about these, people over here, and it's. When I got over here, they had guys running around with rifles and guns, and the wall was still up, okay. All the single ladies, okay. Good. So let's continue. If you can, if you have time, turn your phones off, because those late night calls will probably be coming in by now. Okay. But let's just get back to how I got over here. For me, it was a great experience to be able to come over here and play. I had the likes of playing against Coach Olszewski. He was with the Dortmund Giants at the time, correct, Gerald? You were with the Dortmund Giants when I got here?
No, Dusseldorf.
Dusseldorf. He was a Dusseldorf Panther, okay? And I had the likes of playing against him, and we had a great time. It was a good experience, and I had a good run. And just to top off some of the things that I was able to do when I got over here, I went to Whitworth College, and I'm not just going to go down this whole thing for you, because we'll be sitting here all day talking about, and this is not about me. This is not about my accolades or where I've been. It's about giving you something back, and that's we're talking about passing concepts. But if you look, I've had a pretty good, stellar career here in Germany. To this day, I'm with the Berlin Rebels as the quarterback coach, assistant offensive coordinator, and special teams coordinator, okay? We're doing pretty good over there, but we got a long way to go, okay? For you other coaches out there, continue to stay the course. Germany needs coaches. So just don't be a coach that comes in here and says, I'm going to coach for a couple of years and I'm going to give up. Stay in it, because the kids need you. That is so important. These young men, they need you. These young girls who want to be coaches, okay, or ladies who want to be coaches, stay with it. Because once we start giving up as coaches, you know what happens? Programs go dead. There's no fight. There's no use to even continue in the sport. So stay the course, okay? Just stay the course. Please do so, okay? I was a quarterback here with the Berlin Adler. I played in stateside. I played with the LA Raiders during the strike. I played with Chicago Stampeders. I played with the LA Cobras, okay? With the Chicago Bruisers, in the arena football, okay? I had a coach by the name of Larry Perryman. His brother was the head baseball coach, and his brother seen me at a camp and said, you're going to play for my brother. And I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about, man? 2 weeks later, I was signed to that team, and I had a pretty good career there. Good. How many of you know what a passing concept is? Passing concept, okay? I'm quite sure the coaches back there know what a passing concept is. Very good, good. Okay? We want to move on to the passing concept, okay? Passing concepts, okay? These are passing concepts. This stuff right here is passing concepts. Okay, for some of you defensive guys, you probably look at that and go, what is that? But if you study it enough, as a defensive coach, you should also know what a passing concept is, okay? And I'm saying this because to make you understand what you're facing against, okay, from the other side of the ball, okay? These are passing concepts, okay? We got double slant here, we got hitch, we got slant, we got smash, we got slant, we got wheel route, okay? Good. Or swing, okay? Some people call it wheel, some people call it swing, okay? Quick passing concepts, okay? You don't have to name them like I named them. Perfectly fine, okay? But every concept should have a name to it, okay? You've got your hitch and go for the route names, okay? Here's your route names, okay? Right here, okay? Whatever you want to call it, that's what you call it, okay? That's your job to identify what you're doing with your concept name-wise, okay? Whatever you want to tag on there, okay? Now you got your outside receiver. Here's your outside receiver here, okay? Here's your outside receiver here, okay? X and Z, okay? Now, I want to put a concept on those outside receivers, okay? That's the first thing I want to do. Then I want to go to my inside receivers, okay? Now, I want to put names on those to be able to coincide with what I'm doing with my outside, okay? You can run the same routes at various points depending on coverages, but you have to understand this. You can't have two receivers running into the same area, okay? That's called a misconstrued concept, okay? I had a coach tell me that. Never put two receivers in the same area. That's when I was young, okay? And I was wondering why, because when I started playing football at 7 years old, we didn't know what a concept was. We used to put our fingers in the dirt and say, you go here and you go here. It's called sandlot football. As coaches, we don't want to have sandlot football plays, okay? Because what happens is your players start understanding the game more, and they said, guess what? Coach doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing, okay? So make sure when you're putting together your concepts, okay, and if you need help doing it, go on the internet. Okay, it's the biggest tool in the world, okay? It's the biggest tool in the world to help us, okay? Or call another coach who you think might have an idea what a concept is, okay? The other thing you can do to add on to your concepts, okay, and this is a little bit more advanced, is hand signals, okay? How do we do the hitch, okay? What is the hand signal for hitch? If the hitch is 5 yards, I want to go 5 yards and stop. How do I do that? Somebody say, hey, here's the hitch. Okay, here's the hitch. Here's the slant, okay? What else we got here? We've got the hitch and go. Grab the face mask, okay? Whatever you decide you want to do with it, you can, okay? What we do with our offense, we allow the quarterback and the receivers, okay, to do it, okay? We have a session where we only call the plays from the line of scrimmage, and it's only hand signals. There is no calls. So now what the receiver has to do, he has to learn that concept, okay? The quarterback has to understand that concept and have it right every time, okay? Because when we get in games, we might just go no huddle, and it's only first sound, and we just want to say, hey, our concept this week is no huddle, hand signals, okay? And it speeds up the game for us, okay? Good. Any questions? Okay. Let's see if I'm doing this right. There we go. What is a passing concept? What is a passing concept? It's easy. It's running the same play as many different ways or from formations that you can think of. Okay? You don't have to run the concept from one formation. If you got a single concept or a dual concept. Dual concept is I got two receivers, single is one receiver, okay? And you want to run it as many ways as you can. The curl flat from various formations, okay? Okay, and then we've got the slant out from various formations. The hitch smash from various formations. All those are concepts, okay? But you can put together your own concepts depending on your personnel, okay? Never go into a game thinking, okay, we can run this concept and you don't have the personnel to run it. That's the number one mistake a lot of coaches do. They see it, they look at the Patriots and Tom Brady, oh, that's a great play, I'm going to put that in mind. But now you get to practice and you say, it's not working, why? Create your own concept depending on your own personnel. Never go into a game thinking I can run that play that they run. Because now you got a guy at receiver that runs a 5.8 in the 40, okay, and you got a tight end that runs a 7.2. And now you want to run the vertical concept thinking you're going to get by somebody. That's not going to happen, okay? Make sure your concept coincides with your personnel, okay? We can all write plays. How many of you know that can write great plays on paper? That you can put a great play on paper? Raise your hand. There's a lot of guys that can put great plays on paper, but will they work? Is the question. When you're facing a defense, does it work? Okay? Good. So, did I already have that one? Yeah. Okay, good. Why do we teach concepts? Okay, the first one, the first biggest point that I like, it allows us to maximize reps in practice, okay? Repetition is one of the most important things in practice, okay? The other thing is this. When you're talking about doing reps in practice, Coach Olszewski mentioned it earlier, film it. Because you don't have a lot of time to spend on one thing, okay? If you film it, you can go back and look at it, review it, and coach your guys up, okay? Once you start sitting there going, well, it's not working, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Now you take away from the other parts of practice, and you need that time, okay? So film whatever you're doing with your pass concepts, okay? Use the reps, okay? Use the reps. When I say repetition, I mean, hey, we want to run 10 different plays in 5 minutes. We want to run 10 different ones. Coaches, whoever you're coaching is at your receiver spots, start out doing it on air without the football first. Take your receivers, okay? Take your receivers separately and have them run it on air. The reason be, you're going to get more reps in them running the routes, okay? Now you can coach them as it moves on, okay? That's the good thing about it. When the quarterback is not there, the quarterbacks can be doing something else at that time, okay? Run those concepts on air. Make sure they're breaking down right. Make sure they're cutting right, because once you start throwing footballs, okay, now the balls are, maybe the quarterback is not on that day, now you're wasting time, okay? Some of you guys only have maybe 4 or 5 receivers at practice, okay, maybe 2 receivers on some days. It happens, okay, at this level. So, hey, run them on reps so they can get good at them, okay? Okay, the next thing is, it is possible, oh, no, I went too far here. On, Cliff. There we go. It's simple for our players, okay? You want to make it as simple as possible for your players, okay? It causes problems for the defense. Once your offensive receivers know the pass concepts, you can just call your plays, okay, and be able to move. Now the defense has to do what? They have to adjust to what you're doing, okay? They have to adjust to what you're doing, okay? Make it difficult for the defense, but make it easy for your players, okay? Good. The next one, number 3, it allows skilled players to improve quickly. Like I said, get them on air, run the route over and over and over and over. Left and right, not just one side. I've heard players say, Coach, well, we didn't practice it on that side, so I'm not good at that side. Okay? So make sure that the players are able to do it on both sides. Repetition, repetition, repetition. And I guarantee you, your players will quickly improve. They'll get to where you want them to be, okay? But you have to spend time on this. Like Coach Olszewski said earlier, 30 minutes is not enough. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. Instead of having your receivers come out and just sit there and talk about what they're going to do after practice, where they're going to the club, or they're having this issue or this issue, have an early out period. Early outs is real important. How many of you go to practice and you see your players just standing around talking? Blah, 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 blah. That position coach should be like, guess what? Receivers and quarterbacks with me. We're just going to just half jog through these things. Because what does it do? It saves you time when you have team period, when you have individuals. Now they know what they're doing. Early outs. Early outs. And that should be for every position. That should be for your quarterbacks, okay, your centers, because it eliminates the mistakes that you're doing during the course of the practice, okay? Early outs. You guys should write that down. Get your players out there early enough so they can do reps on air before the practice starts. Okay? With the Rebels, we do it with special teams. We get our special teams out there. And now when we do get the special teams, okay, we don't have a lot of time. We don't waste time on reps going, okay, you line up here, line up here. We do field goal or we do punt. Every time, early outs. Put that into your practice plan. It's before the guys get out there, okay? The next thing, number 4, and this is really important, okay? Simplifies the game plan for the quarterback, knowing the concepts. Once your quarterback knows the concepts, he will help the receivers out and tell them where they need to be, okay? Based on the defense, okay? What they're running against. The coverage that they're running, the quarterback should know, okay? He should know this. But you've got to be the individuals as the coach to say, you know something? I need you to study. I need you to understand this to make it simple for you so you can teach the receivers the concepts, okay, and where they need to be and what you want from there. Do I break down on the slant route, okay, when the window is there instead of running into the linebacker? Do I break down and give him the window, or do I cross his face, okay, his backside? Do I get behind him and sit, okay? That makes it simple for the quarterback, okay, and he has to understand that, okay? It simplifies it for him to the point where he goes, hey, you know something, this week, instead of just sitting out there, I want you to get behind the linebacker because they're racing far outside, okay, trying to get to the flat, okay? Get in between the safety and the linebacker on that thing, and we've got a good play. The last thing here, why do we teach it? Protection. The protection has to be consistent, okay? The protection is real important. You can't throw anything if you don't have blocking, okay? So you have to coordinate where if it's your 90 passing game or whatever you're calling it, 200 passing game, it's consistent with your short passing game, okay? You're running short routes, quarterback is doing a 3-step drop, okay? And the protection has to be consistent. Protection is important. Like I said earlier, the offensive line is the most important position, or most important players, I would say, on the field. If you can't block, you can't do anything. You might as well line up and do 7-on-7. And that's not how we play football, okay? We don't play this game with just 7-on-7, okay? We have to be able to protect our quarterback, because what happens then, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper now, what happens when we can't protect the quarterback? Anybody?
You get sick.
Okay. What else happens to the team?
Demoralized because loss of yards.
Okay. I need one answer.
Turnovers.
Turnovers. That's a good one. Okay. Now we have to turn the ball over. Injuries. Okay. That's another good one. Okay.
Loss.
Okay. You lose. Okay. You lose. But the most important thing for me is, and I'm thinking as a team thing is that the defense is so pissed off. They're running off the field, looking at the offense going, you guys can't do anything. I've been in games like that where, hey, it's 1, 2, 3 and out because we can't block, okay? And now the defense just sat down, and now they're going, what? We're back on the field again? Now they're looking at the offense going, what is this? So we make it a point, okay, and I try to make it a point to make sure that the offense is consistent with the protection, okay? That has to be a must, because if you can't block, you get your quarterback injured, you've got the whole team rattled up and everybody's confused, and now you're sitting here trying to regroup in the course of a game, and that's not how it's supposed to be, okay? How do we teach concepts, okay? How do we teach it, okay? First, we start with movement keys based on the coverage, okay? Meaning, we look at the defense and we say, what concepts can we use to beat the defense? We look at the coverages, okay? We look at the secondary and we find out, hey, where are they giving us areas to throw the ball, okay? By the movement that they do, are they rotating down, or are they staying in cover 2 or cover 1 or cover 3 or cover 5, okay, or cover 4? Then we have to make our adjustment. We have to put together our concepts in order to beat the defense, okay? How they're moving, okay? Then we go to dual concept. Do we have a 2 receiver side, okay, with a concept that works? Do we have a single receiver side, okay? 1 or 2 high beaters, okay? One safety up top, which is basically cover 3 or cover 1, okay, on certain defenses, or cover 2. What concepts can we use to be able to beat that defense, to beat that coverage, okay? We want to make sure that they coincide with that, okay? That's why it's real important, okay, that you understand the coverages as well. You have to understand coverages in order to put together concepts, okay? Passing concepts, okay? Single concept is not even based on the coverage. That's what we call a bread and butter thing, and it works almost every time, okay? It works almost every time, and you can run it 65% of the game if nothing else works, okay? Depending on down and distance, okay? Depending on down and distance. That's the single concept, okay? It's not based on the coverage. It's based on what they're giving you, and that's easy, okay? Good. Okay, so single concept. We just talked about the single concept, okay? We apply this sequence to each concept, okay? Every play has the following, okay? Gift. Who knows what the gift is? You already know this one. Huh? Okay. Anybody else? Can somebody, sag mal auf Deutsch.
Uncovered player.
Okay, uncovered player, that's good. That's in the good direction.
Wenn ein Spieler hot ist, hot routes.
Okay, hot route. Anybody else?
Coverage.
Coverage. That has a big role in it, okay? Good. The gift is the quarterback comes up to the line of scrimmage and he sees, guess what? This guy, the defensive back, is playing 8 yards off and he's dropping to 12 every time. Every time. There's nothing in his coverage. He's not coming up and jamming, and he's giving us the hitch or the slant. So what he's saying is, here, I'm giving this to you. Here, this is yours. This is the gift. I'm giving you a gift every time. We teach our quarterback, if they're giving it to you, take it. We don't care what play we call, unless it's a 3rd and long or something. But in the concept, we want to make sure that we are able to take the gift every time. The quarterback comes up and says, man, this guy he's just going to give us the 5-yard hitch. Boom, we'll take it every time. Why? Because the quick passing concept is just like running the ball. It's just like running the ball. So take the gift. Take the gift. Don't be afraid to take the gift. It's Geschenk. Here, take it. And we'll take it every time. And that's what you need to teach your quarterbacks. Okay? Teach your quarterbacks, if you see something, take it. If they're giving it to you. Don't force the ball somewhere else. Never force the ball, okay? Never force the ball, okay? The next one is protection, pre-snap, okay? Once again, we go back to where? The offensive line. It has to coincide with how we're blocking it, okay? We have to make sure that we're protecting the quarterback to be able to take the gift, okay? Good. Action. Action. The action of what the defense is doing. How are they covering it, okay? How are they covering it? That's the first action. What is the defense doing, okay? The reaction is what? What we do offensively. How do we react to what the defense is doing? Do we have hand signals in place, okay? Do we have audibles in place to react to what they're doing? Okay, those are important things, okay? Because if now you're trying to run slant and they're running a press coverage. We don't have the receivers who have the physical ability, okay, to get off the ball. So do we have something in place? Do we have something in place right now where we can say, hey, you know something? Instead of running a slant, I got a hand signal and we want to run the go route. I got something in place where we can run the quick out, okay? Or we can run the sprint out when they're blitzing. Do we have something in place? Okay? So we have to be able to react to it, okay? How many of you coaches got into a game and says, man, we don't have anything where we can check out of? That should be every coach here. Because sometimes in a game, every coach is like, damn, I have nothing. But you do. But you have to put it in place at practice. You do have something. But those things come in the off season. Don't start waiting until game week to start implementing audibles or checkoffs, okay? Or check downs, okay? Don't wait until then. Put in 3 things to make it simple. Hey, when we see this, we want to react like this. Never go into a game plan not having an answer, okay? We've all been there, okay? So put yourself in a position to be able to put your players in a position, okay, to be able to do those things. It's real important because now the players are doing what when you don't have an answer?
Questioning you.
They're questioning your ability to coach. Then they get on that long bus ride home and everybody's looking at the coach like, you're a dummy. Yeah, we've all had that feeling, okay? But be prepared. Prepare yourself in the best way that you can. And remember this, never be afraid to call another coach and say, what could I do? That's what we're here for, to learn from each other, correct? Some of us are more knowledgeable because myself, I call my friends in the state, okay? I call Hugh Jackson a lot. Hugh, I got this situation with the quarterback. What should I do? What can he do, Cliff, is his answer to me, okay? How many of you guys know who Hugh Jackson is? Hugh Jackson is the head coach for the Cleveland Browns. He was a quarterback when I played at Crenshaw High School in America. Good friend of mine, okay? So make sure that we're able to do those things. The reaction and the check down, okay? The check down, I always want to have my running backs to be able to say, you know something? I block and then I find a check down, okay? Okay, I find a check down area to where there's nobody there, where the quarterback is here, 1, 2, 3, nobody's there, I got something quick, okay? More than likely, during that 3-step drop stuff, you probably won't have a check down, no. So it's 1, 2, get rid of the ball. Good. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, 3-step or quick pass attack, 200 or 90, or whatever you're calling your pass blocking scheme. How many guys have something different than that? Just raise your hand. I'm curious. I'd like to know.
I call it another way. It depends on what you're doing, what you're meaning with 200.
Okay, that's the blocking scheme.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
200 is quick blocking scheme, okay? 3-step drop. 90 can be 3-step drop. I'm just curious, you know, how many guys, Soren, what do you guys call yours?
We call it 100 numbers. 200, 300 would be slide protection.
Okay.
500, 600 would be kind of half slide zone concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we do have rollout protection. It's all by the hundreds.
Okay, it's the 100 series.
From 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900.
Okay, so you guys use the 100 series for your blocking scheme, pass blocking schemes. Okay, good, good. I'm just curious because I use 90 or 200, depending on where I'm at within, you know, the offensive scheme. Spacing. How many know what spacing is? Spacing.
The space between the defender and the wide receiver. Or another way to put your receiver in a place where there's no coverage.
Okay, spacing, that you're close, okay? Spacing is the area that we're using to make our concepts work, okay? That's all it is. Once you start saying, hey, my spacing is here, okay, and we want to be in this space or this area, okay? Like curl flat. If we're running curl flat, we've got curl and then we've got flat. We want to make sure that the receivers are not running in the same area, okay, by spacing, okay? Spacing is real important. We never want to have 2 receivers where? In the same area, okay? That's obvious, okay? In the same area. Good, okay? Smash, hitch. We want to make sure, hey, we've got the hitch on the outside, we got the smash with the inside receiver or the tight end, and we want to put him to the corner, okay? We don't want them to be running in the same area. So, hey, I got to make sure that we have spacing on the field to be able to do that, correct? All right? So understand, when you're putting together your concepts, you have to have spacing. That's real important. Make sure you have enough room on the field to coincide with what you're doing, okay? Good. Then we have the 4 verticals, okay? We have the shallow cross, okay? We have the slants out concept. We have the bootlegs, the nakeds, play action, sprint out, and flood, snag, mesh concepts, okay? Those are all concepts, okay? Good. Any questions? Okay. Once again, we go back to the quick passing concepts. I suggest to you, and I put this up for a second time, is that when you're talking about concepts to your players, okay, these are things that you guys can put up and pass out to them. You can give them a sheet like this. And I'm going to tell you why. How many of your players here make 1,000 euros a game, a month? It's nobody, correct? How many guys come to practice every practice? Okay, one guy back here. But none of your players is consistently at practice, right? This should be a part of your playbook. Something like this. Because it allows your players to say, hey, I can't make it to practice today because I got university, I got to work, my cat jumped out the window, you know, I got hit in the eye by my girlfriend because I was drunk. Whatever the excuse is, that player can look there and say, hey, coach, what did we do today? Or you can contact that player and say, hey, this is what we did today. This is where we're at with our pass concepts. These are the things that you should be looking at that we're doing. Because if you're running a 2-receiver set, a 4-receiver set, everybody should know these things, right? Because now you got a guy who's probably your best athlete, hadn't come to practice because he has to work and he has something else he had to do for those 2 practices, but he's your best player. And you're going to play him, right? But he wasn't at practice the whole week. But now you can say, hey, you know something? We worked on these concepts. We worked on the slant flat, the slant out, the sluggo, the fade, flat. We worked on those concepts. So now what you have to do is allow him to be able to study it so he knows, hey, come game day on Saturday or Sunday, I know what we're doing. Okay? I know what we're doing. Good. Okay, how do we teach it? How do we teach the concept? Throwing the football. It takes much time to become proficient at it, okay? You have to be patient and stay the course, coaches. Don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated because guess what? You had 2 practices, you went into 2 practices, and you thought you had the perfect concepts going, and now guess what? You only completed 3 balls the whole practice. Stay the course. Stay the course. Tomorrow is going to be very interesting out there. It's going to be cold. It's going to be snow on the ground. The quarterback's hands are going to be frozen. The receivers are going to be like, oh, man, I don't really want to be out here. It's going to happen. It's the nature of the beast. Okay, but what has to happen is we're going to stay the course as coaches. We're going to teach them the best way we can under the weather conditions and continue to work. Okay, never stop doing what you're doing. If you have a plan, stay the course. You have to be patient. Don't get frustrated. Okay? Don't get frustrated. Okay? Once again, throwing the football is about timing and spacing, okay? Make sure that you're able to set that up. Sometimes at practice, we only run 4 routes in that one practice. Because why? We want to get good at it. We don't need to try to do 50 different plays, okay? And that's what you should be doing in the off season. Okay? In the off season, take your time. Don't rush through it and say, oh man, I completed the whole practice plan. Because guess what? There's some things on that practice plan that probably didn't go well. Take your time and be able to teach your players exactly what you want out of the concept. Maybe it might be the slant out today, okay, and the hitch seam, okay? Those are the 2 concepts we're going to work today. Nothing else. Stay the course. Don't be impatient and say, hey, I got 10 different plays. I want to get through all of them. Once again, go back to film. You have to film that stuff because now, hey, you've got one guy running the hitch at 5 yards and this guy's running the hitch at 8 yards. Now the quarterback is sitting there waiting, bam, because he's too deep. But now this other guy's running it perfect. What's the difference? I need to show that guy who's not running the route correct. Once again, Coach Olszewski said, hey, you know something? Those cell phones, they're the best tools in the world. They're the best tools in the world. I sit at practice sometime and I got my phone like this and I'm just, watching the receiver, and then they want to know, well, Coach, did I run it right? You'll see it on Huddle tonight. And I'll critique it for you. Simple. Okay, but we have to have those things. Those things is a must, okay? Take your time, okay? Phases. Once again, on air, individual routes. Individual routes. Have those guys run those routes over and over and over and over and over until they get tired of it. And once they get tired of it, you run it again. Because it's what you want out of them. It's not what they want or they're tired of it. It's what you want out of it. You're the coach. Okay? Once again, repetition, and that's in big, bold letters. Repetition. Repetition. That's the key. Okay? You never get enough. You never get enough. Okay? A lot of coaches say, let's just run team today. Is that helping us? Just team all day? No, it's not. Because guess what? Players don't know exactly where they should be and what they should be doing when you're just running team all day. Team is good to get the timing down, to get the exchange down, all those things. But hey, we need repetition on the hitch route. We need repetition on the slant route. Because one thing that you'll know, you've got receivers who all run it maybe a little bit different. Maybe this guy is taller. He gets there quicker because his strides are longer. Okay, maybe this guy is shorter. He gets there about the same time, but the quarterback sees something different. It happens, okay? It happens, all right? Routes on air, passing station. What I mean by passing stations, we've got 10 receivers in practice. Today we're running a hitch smash concept, okay? We've got receivers running the hitch, and we got receivers running the smash, okay? On the other side, we got the slant out concept, okay, going on that side, okay? Now we got the stations. Every receiver will move, okay, accordingly, okay, clockwise, and everybody gets the same amount of reps. Or we take 10 minutes of that and we say, okay, now we've got stations going. I need receivers with the receiver coaches, okay, or whoever's coaching them, okay, to be at those stations to make sure we're getting the maximum out of each rep, okay? Good, okay? Skelly, okay, once again, now once we come together in Skelly, 7-on-7, now we put it all together and we see how good our concepts are on air, okay? We see how good we are after doing all those repetitions, after running all those individual reps, how good are we in Skelly, okay? Once again, everything looks good in Skelly, right? Quarterback is completing the ball. Receivers are running the routes, knowing they're not probably going to get hit too much, okay? But now you get to this phase here, number 5, team. And now everybody's walking around like, uh-oh, I got somebody in front of me who's going to hit me now. Okay? I got somebody who's really going to be after me. So now you take that and you say, you know something? Treat it like a game. Treat it like it's Skelly. Okay? And it's hard, okay, for especially young players, especially new kids, okay? It's hard. It's really hard. I don't know how do you guys do it? In Skelly, do you guys run Skelly? Magst du Skelly, 7-on-7? Magst du das bei Training?
Ich habe keine Receiver.
Achso, okay.
Generell haben wir es schon gemacht, aber halt nicht belohnt.
Okay,
Also, eigentlich schon. Haben
gut.
wir schon.
Ja, also die Receiver, ja.
The receivers mag the receivers in,
Ja, with cornerbacks and all.
genau.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the same. It doesn't make a difference whether it's kids, women, men, it's all the same. Put it into your repertoire, into your practice plan, okay? Good. That's how we teach it, okay? Good. Quick passing concepts, 3-step drop. The important points that I like, remember, you'll never get enough of your 3-step drop game. Why? Because it's almost like your run game. If we can run 4 yards, we can throw 5 yards, right? But once again, you have to make sure you have the quarterback that can get it there. Okay? Some of you guys might find, man, my quarterback can't even throw 5 yards. Okay? He can't even throw a hitch. So how do you make it easier for him? Can he run? If he can get outside the pocket, now you can run the sprint out game. You can use him to get outside and run to the receiver and throw the ball to him. He doesn't have to go 1, 2, 3 and throw all the time. He probably can't get it there. And if you see that, don't make him frustrated by just sticking with it and say, you can do it, you can do it. Because now he's like, Coach, I can't do it. So understand, now I have to come up with a concept that suits his ability. Okay? I have to come up with a concept where I can say, hey, you know something? He's got great legs, he can get outside, and he can throw from here to that pole right there, boom. So now you put together a concept that suits your quarterback. Or you find the best athlete on the team and you start working him at quarterback. That's how it happens sometimes. The guy who wants to play quarterback can't throw the 5-yard out. But I got a great safety who can throw 40 yards downfield. He can throw a hitch. He can throw a slant. He can throw a go. I'm going to use that kid. I'm not just going to use him on the defense and say, oh, just play defense. Use your best athlete if that's what it takes, okay? Good. I know you don't want to hurt feelings, but sometimes in this game, it has to be done as a coach. You have to hurt feelings sometimes. You know, I've had players tell me, well, I pay my buy truck. I pay my club dues. I can do what I want. No, you can't. Not as long as I'm the coach. You're not going to do what you want. You're going to do what we ask you to, or you can get rid of yourself here. Good. If you're throwing from under the center, okay? If you're throwing from under the center, always use, okay, somebody to snap the ball, whether it be the coach, whether it be another player, okay? And what I mean by that, you guys are doing 7-on-7 or individual routes, okay? Coaches, get under here with the ball and emulate a snap, pop, okay, because it's for the timing, okay? And that means, hey, I don't want to be here seeing my quarterback go set hut, because that's not how it's going to happen. It's not going to happen that fast. Emulate the center. Boom. Okay, whether it be from shotgun or underneath, okay? Take the ball, put his hands here, okay? His hands are underneath here, and you just snap him the ball. Now the timing is much better on everything that you're doing, okay? Everything that you're doing, it eliminates all those things of, hey, you know something in the game, it didn't happen that fast. Well, if you simulate the center action, now you can get the timing right, okay? Real important, okay? Number 4, quarterback gets the ball, okay? What do we have here? Okay, it's the catch or snap, trigger, fire. Catch, trigger, fire, okay? And that's what I teach my quarterbacks, okay? We run from the gun a lot. So it's catch, trigger, fire, okay? It's not catch, shake, trigger, fire, okay? We're not making drinks in the bar, okay? You have a lot of coaches that say, hey, you know, get it and then read it. You should be reading, your eye should be downfield, okay, as you're looking at the defense, okay? So that concept that you're trying to put together has to be coordinated with the quarterback, that he knows, hey, catch, trigger, fire. And that's how we teach it, okay? I clap my hands when the ball is snapped, the ball should be out, okay? 1, 2, 3, okay? That ball should be out, because now your quarterback he's sitting there waiting. 3-step drop, guess what? He's a dead duck. Bow. It's firing season, okay? Any questions? Hast du eine Frage? Nein. Okay, good. So, make sure, hey, those quarterbacks are getting the ball out of their hands. Don't let them sit and wait and move their feet and they're doing this and they're waiting to find somebody. Hey, tell them to get rid of the ball. Okay? Tell them to get rid of the ball. Okay? Good. Now we go back to spacing, okay? To simplify the term spacing, we say where we align according to the pass concept or the open area on the field, okay? If we want X to run quick out, Y smash, okay, or Z hitch, F arrow, okay, we have to make sure that the spacing is right on the field, okay? Who knows what a boundary is and field side is? Who knows that terminology? Okay, Fabian, I know you know it. Okay, who else? Good. So the boundary is what? The short side of the field. Okay? The boundary is the short side of the field. So make sure you coordinate your concept if you have two receivers over there so they understand exactly they're not going to be running maybe the same distance as the other receiver to the field side. And the field side is what? The wide side of the field, okay? Simple stuff, okay? Good. I hear you. I hear the girls over here. Field side, wide side. Very good. Okay, good. So quarterback's progression. Pre-snap, if the hitch or the quick out is there, what do? We take the gift. Every time. Don't allow your quarterbacks to say, well, coach, guess what? He was wide open downfield. He just missed the ball. Maybe he did miss it, but why you didn't take that for sure thing? Why didn't you take the for sure 6 yards? Why not? That's what you have to emphasize to your quarterbacks. Make sure they take the gift. But it has to be taught to them by film. If you sit back and just say, yeah, I saw it, and you don't show it to them, they won't believe you. Okay? Film is so important. It doesn't make a difference what position you're teaching because they have to see themselves. If they don't see themselves and you're not critiquing it and telling them why we're doing it, then they'll just tell you, no, that wasn't right, coach. Every time. Because I've been there before too. As a quarterback, you know, I told the coach, no, coach, that wasn't open. That's why I threw it over here. And he'll tell me that's why you threw an interception. Okay? Rule number 1. Coach is always right. Rule number 2, if the coach is wrong, you go back to rule number 1. Okay? Good. Okay? So, if not, you will work the strong side, okay? That means, guess what? My strong side, maybe I got 2 receivers over here and 1 receiver over here, okay? I want to work the strong side first, okay? Unless what? Unless they're giving me the gift on the single receiver side. Keep coming back to it. I know teams that they'll run the hitch. If the cornerback is playing off 9 to 10 yards, they'll run the hitch all day. Even though the quarterback is thinking over here, he'll be working the strong side. But I'm quite sure that coordinator is telling them, throw the damn ball right here. Throw the ball right here, man, every time. This guy, he doesn't want to get beat, so he's giving it to us. Okay? Good. Okay? We'll go to the next one, number 3, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Good. Okay. So, we got cover 2 here, okay, as you guys can see here. And I'm just going to go over this real quick. Cornerback is playing off. Quick out. Tight end is running a smash. We've got the curl here. We've got the arrow here. We've got the swing by the running back, okay? Now, where's the gift? Somebody just tell me where the gift is. Where would you think it would be?
The arrow, the right foot.
The arrow.
Okay, that's not bad. But they're in cover 2, remember that. Cover 2.
So quick out left because he's standing so far away.
Exactly, take the gift. Simple, right?
Yeah.
Cover 2, okay. He's sitting on top of this. He might be able to play both of them, maybe. All depends how good he is. All depends how good he can read. But now you've got this guy over here playing 8 to 9 yards off. Take the gift, okay? Coaching points. You can't go from the quick out to the hitch, okay? Or smash. It must be a pre-snap read, mental reps, okay? Video. And I put that in there once again, and you'll keep hearing me saying video to show your quarterback exactly where should he be going with the ball. And that depends on what? It depends on what? It depends on, hey, how good is that athlete playing over there? Okay? It depends on their tendencies. What are they doing on first down? What are they doing on second down? Are they pressing on third and short? Okay? Those things you have to put into play when you're calling these concepts to understand, hey, guess what? When we run 3rd and 4, and when it's 3rd and 4, we can't run the quick out because they're pressing. Okay? So we have to come up with another concept in order to run to get that first down, okay? Okay? QB must take a 3-step drop. His progression when throwing the strong side is hitch to smash, okay? So, quarterback is dropping, okay? Here we go. Hitch to smash, okay? If the safety is coming down hard, I know we can get behind the corner, okay? I want to throw the smash, okay? If the corner is playing tight on the hitch, okay, but he's belling out, okay? He's belling out. He's opening up his hips. He's making it look like press, but now he's belling out, but he's giving us the hitch. Now your quarterback has to just get rid of the ball, okay, and take the hitch. But that comes in what? Watching video to find out exactly how they're playing that coverage, okay? Number 3, if we're going to throw this thing out here, if we're going to throw the hitch out here, okay, receiver has to sit down, plant, and get his numbers back to the quarterback, okay? But by all means, tell your quarterback, don't wait to see the numbers, okay? Don't wait to see the numbers. Receiver sits down like this, the ball should be in the air. So when he turns around, pow, it's right there, okay? Don't wait for the quarterback to see the numbers, because once he starts waiting to see the numbers, 3-step drop, the pressure's in his face. Hey, when he drops his hips, the ball should be in the air, so when he turns around, bam. And that's all with timing, okay? That's all with timing, okay? Good. Once again, always take the gift. I love taking the gift. I love it, you know. Okay, good. Snag concept. This is a concept that you can use against any coverage. Any coverage, you can use this. It works. It's called bread and butter. This is our bread and butter play. It works against any coverage, okay? It's about a 4-yard in route. And the quarterback's going to throw the ball right when he sees this right here. Boom. Right when he comes out of his break, ball's coming right there. It's flat. It's not the slant. It's a snag route. We call it snag, okay? The strong safety, okay, or the Sam linebacker is one-on-one here, okay? We want to clear him out. We want to clear him out. If the Sam linebacker goes out here, you take it right here, right now, okay? That's the concept. Here's the snag concept, okay? Bam. We're going to snag him upfield, or he's going to snag outside, and guess what? We're just going to hit it. Remember, it's 3-step drop. He clears out my way. I take the inside receiver here, okay? On the back side of that, okay, it's soft coverage. They have nobody, okay, here to play that. The safety has to come a long way down, okay? Simple concept, okay? Simple concept. Okay? Curl flat concept, okay? Once again, we're trying to create a triangle, okay? The triangle is here. Here's the triangle, right here, okay? Here's the triangle, okay? When running this concept. When throwing to the strong side, quarterback's progression is curl to flat, depending on down and distance, and a check down or sit can be considered, okay? Depending on if we can block it, okay? If we can block it, now we can release the fullback, okay? If we can't, we have to have the fullback help, okay? On the backside, same thing. If they're blitzing, it's automatic pickup somewhere here or quick release, okay? The curl has to be, okay, at 12, 14 and back down, okay? This is the concept right here, okay? Here's the concept. Here's the concept, okay? Remember, down and distance plays a role in when you're calling these concepts, okay? Just don't call a play just because, you know, you're closing your eyes and you're pointing to your paper going, do that one. That's not how we do it, okay? That's not how we're doing it, okay? You have to see what the defense is. Once again, I'll say it again. Go back to your film and find out their tendencies. What are they doing on third down? What are they doing on second down? Now you have a list of plays. You have a list of plays where you can say, hey, I got 4 plays that we can run against that when they're doing that. And that's how every coach in here should be working if he's an offensive coach. Find out their tendencies. Find out the tendencies and use the concepts that works against those defenses that they're running, okay? Good. Okay, good. So, in the next clip here, I'm going to show you, this is the hitch seam concept, okay? Before I get started in this concept, talking about it, we played the Dusseldorf Panthers, okay? In Dusseldorf, they were playing a cover 1 against us, okay? And they knew we was going to run the hitch. They knew it, okay? So what happens is this. Their linebackers are trying to guard our slot receivers. We're going double slots, 4 receivers, okay? Now the linebackers are trying to take away the hitch, okay? They're trying to get out to the flat as fast as possible, okay? Or the hook, sorry. Yeah, the hitch seam, okay? They're trying to take away the hitch route. And they got the linebackers playing the slot receivers. And we know those are mismatches. We know they can't guard our slot receivers, okay? On this first clip, I'm just going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. Can everybody see that? Okay, as you can see there in a cover 1 look here, they've got the linebackers down here, okay, guarding the slot receivers, okay? They got the safety back. They got the corners pretty much at about 5 to 7 to 8 yards, some of them, okay? And then they're bailing out a little bit, okay? So what we do, we just throw the hitch one time. Boom. Good for 8 yards, okay? Good. So we come back again, okay? And I'm going to let both of them run at the same time. We come back again, and you can see the difference, okay? Now they run the same defense, but they're telling the linebackers, get outside, get outside. So we run inside of them, okay? Take a look at it again at the top, okay? You can see with the linebacker, this linebacker here, okay? He's just trying to stay inside right now, okay? I mean outside and just funnel them, okay? But now they're saying, you know something, to the wide side of the field, we're going to give you the seam. And that's what we did. We take what they gave us. It's not rocket science. We're just taking what they give us, okay? We're just taking what they give us. Now they want to try to take away the hitch. We hit the seam. Simple, okay? And that's just hitch seam concept, okay? The next one, vertical concept, okay? Vertical concept. Okay, once again, we got 2 receiver set, okay, or 4 receiver set here. They're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to man up to us, okay? But guess what? We're going to put pressure on the safety back here, okay? The safety back there has to make a decision. Where do I go? Too late. Okay, that's the vertical concept. Remember, hey, when you're running that concept, don't tell your inside receivers never to go outside. Tell them to get straight up the field, okay, to put pressure on the corner, okay? Straight up the field to put pressure on the corner. I'm showing it to you again because once your receivers, I'm going to pause it. Once these receivers here, okay, once they start getting inside, it makes his job easy, okay? So tell them, hey, stay vertical, but stay on the hashes. If you're not on a hash, stay 5 yards inside the number, okay? 5 yards inside the number where you're going to line up. We got one 5 yards inside, and then we got this guy on the hash. He might release a little bit outside, but tell him to try to get into the safety's face. If the safety goes on the top of it, okay, we hit the seam. Okay, if the safety stays in the middle, okay, and is undecided because he doesn't know where this one of the slot guys are going, okay, here or here, then we take the out. Here, we take the outside receiver. We took the outside receiver here and we got 6 out of it, okay? This is just vertical concept, okay? Good. Okay. Good. Double slant concept. Okay. Same game. Okay. Double slant concept. Okay. This is the double slant concept. By this concept, we got two receivers. Okay. Here we're in pro formation, what we call pro formation, and we've got a slot. Okay. And we got an outside guy. Okay. We've got Y and we've got X out here. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Okay. Good. Good for 5 yards though. Okay. We'll take that all day. Okay. We'll run it again for you. Okay. It's a little play action with it. We just use the backs to freeze the linebackers so they can't get outside. Okay. But basically, this is just a slant, double slant concept. Okay. Also in that concept, as you can see, and I'll let it run again, we use the running back, okay, in this concept. We use our running back to influence the linebacker or to freeze him. You'll see this running back here, he'll start outside here. We can even throw that thing out there, okay? There's nobody on him. You see it? It's right there. Okay? Good. Any questions? Thank you.
Do you always run the double slam with the 3 steps and inside so that they kind of trail each other? Or?
We can, but it depends on what we see in the film, what they're giving us. We make adjustments according to what the defense. We never just say we're just going to run this play because we watch the film on Sunday nights as a coaching staff, and then we say this is what we want to do.
So all your depth of the routes depending on what the tendencies the defense
Exactly.
has, the linebackers.
Exactly. And that means the coaches have to stay up until 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah, exactly. So we just want to be able to make adjustments according to what the defense. Yes, we have, we can call the same play, but as we're coaching it or teaching it that week, we'll say, hey, this week we're going to go to 7 yards instead of 5 because they're bailing out. They're giving us a little bit more room to work with. Okay? So that's a valid question, but I mean, we just, as coaches, we just have to watch film, keep watching film, and make the adjustments so our players can know. The good thing about huddle is, or WhatsApp, I would say, is that you can contact your group and say, hey, this week we're doing this before they even get to practice. Okay, and that's what we try to do. We try to, get our players a heads up beforehand to let them know exactly what we're doing. Any more questions? Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure being here.